Hey guys, this week's video is dedicated to all our brothers and sisters in the land of Israel. There's a lot coming up, Baruch Hashem. First Friday, Soul Circle, new course, the Jewish course of why, ygprochester.com, so you don't miss anything. In this week's Torah portion, Parsha Va'era, we have the first 7 of the 10 plagues that were brought upon Egypt. These plagues were not just meant to destroy Egypt or revenge or destroy its infrastructure. They were meant to be a lesson, not just to the Egyptians, but to the Jewish people as well. And not just for 3,500 years ago, but to us in 2025. You see, the story of the Exodus of Egypt is not just a historical event, one that we celebrate on the holiday of Passover. It's an ongoing event that we each do in our own lives. We each go out of our own personal Egypt, not once a year, on a daily basis. It's a story of personal growth, overcoming those things that hold us back, that constrain us, our own personal pharaohs, our own personal Egypts, the shackles we need to break free as we grow on our own journey. So I want to focus on one of the plagues and what we can take as we grow as people. The 7th plague, the plague of Barad, of hail. This was miraculous hail. It wasn't just chunks of ice. The Torah tells us within each block of ice there was fire. 2 opposite elements combining in this miraculous way. Besides the visual fire and ice and all the coolness that came with it, the lesson, the idea, the Jewish mysticism tells us, is ice is representative of aloofness, of the coolness, detachment. When you do things without passion. When you find yourself doing things, but you're not motivated. And it can manifest in different ways, whether it's at work you're not motivated, whether it's in relationships, whether it's with your own Judaism, whether it's somebody who's very self-centered and is very detached from the people around them. But there's a coolness, there's a detachment, disconnection. But the Torah tells us with each block of ice there is fire. There is passion, there is emotion. The question is about melting the ice, getting to the fire, letting the fire burn so that it can give to others, it can warm others. There's 2 ways for somebody who's having these challenges to overcome. One is to chip away at the ice on the outside so you can get to the fire. Chipping away at the ice means focusing on humility, less ego. The second way is to feed the fire so that the fire is strong enough to melt the ice. The way you feed the fire, the way you feed the passion, even when you're not motivated, is to take action. Don't wait for the passion to come. Don't wait for the motivation to come before you do something. Do it because you know it's the right thing to do. And that will fuel the fire and it will melt the ice. If somebody is a very self-centered person and they have a hard time giving, they have a hard time doing for others, for being there for others, the Rebbe always told people, just do. You might not be motivated, you might not feel any connection while you're doing it, but the more you do, you will see what happens. It fuels the passion within you, and you become, that fire becomes less self-serving, and it starts becoming a fire of giving, of warming others, of giving to others. All that disconnection, you start feeling more connected. You're disconnected from your Judaism, I don't feel connected, I don't want to do this mitzvah right now. But when you do the mitzvah, even without feeling that passion, the passion will then come. When we feed that fire, it will melt the ice, and we will feel the warmth, not just for ourselves, but for those around us, and it will fuel us in the future. Shabbat Shalom. Stay warm.